So for more than a year, our first guest, MTV star of the Hills, Lo Bosworth, says she suffered from crippling anxiety, she had depression and other health issues, and no one could tell her what was going wrong. So she went on a search of her own for answers. It turned out to be major gut check in her life in more ways than one. Take a look.
I was depressed, I was anxious, I was having UTIs and yeast infections.
5 years after her hit reality show ended, the then 28-year-old Lo Bosworth should have been on a high. She was living in New York City, getting published and making popular online content. Instead, she says she was miserable.
I was dealing with a lot of depression and anxiety, and I was at the doctor all the time.
It took doctors more than a year to figure out that Lo's multiple health struggles were likely caused by a vitamin deficiency that she says surprisingly all stem from poor gut health. After being successfully treated, Lo went on a mission to help other women.
It has sort of become like the love of my life, being able to build something that is so meaningful for me. It's just really exciting to be doing something that feels meaningful. Truly, like for the first time in my whole life.
Please welcome to the Tam Fam, Lo Bosworth. Come on out, Lo. Oh my God, you're great. Hi. How are you? Thank you for joining us.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I'm so happy to be here.
You know, I was hesitating when I was just announcing your name because I know the emotional aspect of it. I mean, you have an uplifting version of this because you really focus on wellness and helping other people. But I was stuck on the fact that you were in a medical mystery, and nothing is worse than feeling ill and going in and doctors don't know why.
Absolutely. And I think for women especially, you know, we go to the doctor all the time. I'm sure the women in the audience can relate. Yeah. And it can take appointment after appointment after appointment for somebody to be like, wow, I really see you and I hear you. And maybe it's more than just stress.
Yeah. Do you know one of our most viewed shows, we're in our 5th season, one of our most viewed shows was an hour we dedicated to medical gaslighting of women and the number of women who go in and say their doctors say, oh, you know, you're just exaggerating. Or women, you guys are so emotional. I was staggered from all different races, all different economic backgrounds, everything. Women are routinely ignored or dismissed by doctors. It's stunning.
Yes, we are. And
even by female doctors, by the way, according to research.
Yeah, and I think, you know, that medical gaslighting was one of the reasons why I have come so far on my health journey, because I really had to take my health into my own hands, do my own research, and start to understand, when it comes to gut health specifically, how gut health really helps to support overall health, especially in women's bodies.
What was, you know, on the worst day, right? What was it like for you? Because I mentioned I had this parasite. I was on the plane. I was like, they're going to have to land this plane. I didn't know what was wrong with me.
A parasite, oh my gosh. Well, you know, I think anecdotally, there is a lot of stories out there about how gut health really can affect mental health.
For you personally?
And for me personally, yes. So, you know, you guys showed the clip at the top. When a couple years after I moved to New York City, I should have been flying high. You know, I was, you know, in my mid-20s, and instead I was so depressed, I was so anxious, and it seemingly kind of happened overnight. I started to really be unwell, and it was really, really a struggle for me. And of course, you go to the doctor when you're not feeling great, right? And like we said, the medical gaslighting started to happen, and it took 18 months for my primary care doctor at the time to run a basic blood test. And when that blood test came back, it indicated that I had really severe vitamin deficiency.
And how is vitamin deficiency defined, or how did your doctor explain that connection to your gut?
So my doctor didn't. I took that piece of information and then went and did my own research and started to understand that a vitamin deficiency indicates that you may have a gut health issue. Wow. Because if you have a gut health issue, it may prevent the absorption of nutrients that you get from your food. Wow. So it was like a clue.
So
you're
eating food, you're eating healthy foods, but your body is not absorbing the nutrition.
Potentially,
yeah,
yes.
Potentially.
Yeah.
You also talk about, for women, the relationship between gut health and vaginal health, which
Yes.
I never heard of, but you say in a part of your personal story on a podcast, you said, the vagina is going super mainstream. I always thought it was mainstream, but apparently with gut health, it's connected in some, well, the research is still being investigated, but according to the ABC Medical Unit, there is some kind of relationship between the gut and the vagina. Details of how the relationship functions are still under investigation,
Yeah.
but there is some link.
Absolutely. So I'm in the vaginal health business and the gut health business, and we believe that there is that link between gut and vaginal health. So doctors are starting to share research that is coming out that indicates that the gut microbiome is linked to the vaginal microbiome. The gut bacteria may actually communicate with bacteria in the vagina.
Oh, gosh.
It's called quorum sensing. So imagine your gut bacteria texting the bacteria in your vagina.
I don't want to imagine that, Lo.
Imagine it, okay?
Imagine
it.
they are inside right now texting each other and
Texting
saying
each
what?
other.
And saying what?
So it is believed that if your gut microbiome, those bacteria are happy, they're going to text the bacteria in your vagina and be like, hey, be happy down there too. So they believe that that link exists. And if your gut is in good shape, then your vaginal health may also reflect
This is
your good gut
fascinating.
health. Interesting,
So what
right?
do you think we should do, from what you have learned on your journey today? A lot of people will watch this, they'll see this. It's one thing we have in common, our guts. What do you think that people should do?
So I think when it comes to gut health, it's pretty basic. If you can try to eat fresh fruits and vegetables, foods that are not processed, drink enough water, get enough sleep, really the things that doctors are always telling us
And the thing that most of us don't do.
Yeah. Well, we live in a society where, we love fast and easy, right? And it turns out that fast and easy may be what's making us sick.
Oh, that's it. What's fast and easy may be making us sick. Well, Lo, thank you so much. Congratulations on everything you're doing. Lo Bosworth. We'll keep listening and keep watching.